May the words of my mouth and the meditations of all our hearts be always acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, our strength and our Redeemer. Amen. The light. Show me your ways, O Lord, and teach me your paths. Lead me in your truth and teach me, for you are the God of my salvation. In you have I trusted all the day long. From the Psalm for today. Advent, coming, waiting, anticipating, light. The strong image of Advent for me is light. Light shines in the darkness. Light shows us the way and guides us in the paths of right. Light is a symbol that our loving, caring, and mighty God is present with us in our lives, yes, in our troubles, in our joys, and in our sorrows. Light casts away all darkness and is a symbol of hope and peace. Hope and peace, not only for our personal lives and in the lives of the ones we love, but also for the whole world. Have you ever been to a vigil where everyone is gathered either inside or outside en masse to show a sign of support after something tragic has taken place, or there is a cause, usually for peace, that is spurred on a gathering that is needed after something significant happens in the world? Everyone is given a candle, and they stand together in solidarity with their candles lit. Of that moment, in support of a grieving family or simply a prayer for peace. It is a powerful moment. I was at a vigil, a service of remembrance, really, which was at the school of a young 12-year-old girl who was also a member of the very first church that I was in charge of in Barrie. Her name was Sarah, a lovely girl, a server at the altar, and she used to babysit my kids. Tragically, Sarah was killed in a car accident on her way to church at Christmas, on Christmas Eve. It was a terrible time and an excruciatingly horrible moment in the lives of Sarah's family. The school where Sarah attended wanted to do something, anything, to honor Sarah's life. So we had a vigil in the school auditorium. I was asked to lead the vigil. Everyone was there. Everyone had a candle. Not a lot was spoken, not a lot was said. Words were not as necessary. The candles were lit, and we sat in silence, holding our candles, looking into the flame. And I invited everyone to think of their happiest moment with Sarah, those that knew her. And then I asked everyone to wish for her the best thought and blessing as we place Sarah into God's keeping. And then I read a short poem which I had written for Sarah, and I wanted to sing it, but I couldn't do it. I was too overcome with emotion. I had sung it 1,000,000 times in my head, but on that day, it just wouldn't come out. I cried hard after that vigil. But we had gathered together, and we did light candles together, and Sarah's life was honored. It was a holy moment. The power of remembering, the power of the light, Sarah was a light. You know, it's attributed to St. Francis, who said that all the darkness in the world can never extinguish the light of one single candle. You know, I believe that. Jesus is identified with the imagery of light. Jesus is the light of the world. Jesus is the light that shines in the darkness and brings hope to our lives. The light of a shining star will lead 3 wise men to Bethlehem to witness the birth of a child who Jeremiah says will be a righteous branch, who will execute justice and will be called the Lord is our righteousness. The 4 weeks of Advent help us to prepare for the light of Jesus that is coming into the world in this moment as a vulnerable child. And we will also read today, as instructed the gospel reading, as people of every generation have been admonished to do, we will be called to lift our eyes to the skies and look for that light of Jesus who will come again from the clouds with power and great glory. Yes, the hope, the peace, and the light that one single candle can bring us will never go out or will ever be extinguished. The light, the teaching, and the healing power of Jesus will never disappear and will always be here with us and to guide us. Jesus says, "Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away." Yes, Jesus, the light, promises to be with us always in our hearts and minds with love, hope, peace, and joy, even and until the end of time. Amen? Amen.